Oh, you're going down round two?
I'm going down.
I'm done now. I'm done talking.
No. Listen. Let's get this straightened out once and for all. Again, Irving.
What?
Okay, big headline, CBC, LNG, you were negotiating a contract. What's going on? Tell the people what's going on. You and the Irvings.
So, well, you heard the government in the legislature. The Premier was talking about, on my resume, it talks about me being part
I never heard it.
Well, all right. On my resume, it says,
Excuse me, 1 second. 95% of New Brunswickers never heard it. So.
Okay. Well, all right. So on my resume, it says that I was part of a negotiating team for Irving Oil when we did the deal with Canada LNG with Repsol. So I was on the negotiating team for Irving Oil.
That's the one, Norm McFarland, Kenneth Irving?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
I was on the team with Irving Oil negotiating with Repsol.
Okay.
You're talking about the issue
LNG
negotiating with the city.
Okay.
So I didn't have any involvement in the negotiations on property tax with the city. I wasn't involved in that.
Okay.
I was involved with negotiating with Repsol on bringing the LNG plant to St. John and the operating parameters around that and all the intricacies of that deal.
So
I was one of the team.
Negotiator.
Pardon?
You were negotiating.
I was one of the members on the team. That's right.
On the team.
Yep.
So people say you're an Irving man. What do you say?
I'm a New Brunswick citizen who learned a lot working for the Irving Corporation, and the values and the capabilities that I learned there to negotiate better deals for Irving, I want now to negotiate better deals for this province. That's why I recognize what a mess we make of just about every decision we make here, and I've watched this government make them in spades because they do not have any background or capability in managing a business, in negotiating good deals, and getting the right value for the people they're working for. And you know who I'm working for now? The people of this province.
What about forestry? If elected, would you really go overboard on forestry? Because Mr. J.D. Irving, the forest deal, you were involved, 20% more Crown land. What would you do? What would you do as
I want to understand that all aspects of that agreement have been lived up to and met. And at that time, when that deal was being struck, the plan was and the purpose was to ensure we actually had an industry here in this province because we'd lost so many mills. And the plan was that we would see an increase of private woodlot supply, that would be not only retained but increased. But first, you got to have an industry. And then second, you want the fair and equitable distribution of who is in that industry and who's supplying that industry. And that was the goal of that forestry deal. And I want to make sure that every aspect of that goal is being met.
Would you put it up 25%, 30%, 40% if you're elected Premier, the forestry?
How do you mean put it up?
I mean, would you put the higher amount that they could take from Crown land?
No, I don't see any changes.
It's a 25-year deal, but would you say, well, they got to go higher? You know what I mean?
No, I don't think so, Charles. I don't think there's any appetite or any interest or any need to go any further in Crown land. I think that what has always seemed to be the issue is how do we not only provide the opportunity for a market for private land, but ensure that the private land get fair prices and ensure that they're committed to the volume so that we can see both win.
Shale gas, every shale gas well in every county in New Brunswick?
No.
I'm just telling. I'm asking you. Just get.
I think there are communities in this province that want to have a shale gas development, and we know that's the case in Sussex, Albert County. We know there are areas and pockets. So why don't we do a pilot project? Why don't we bring the industry into a smaller area where people want to see an economic growth potential, and then let's see how it works. Let's just play it by ear, but let's do an implementation plan that makes sense for communities that want to be part of it.
Did I forget any other anti-Irving things that people you want to mention? Did I hear anything else?
Well, no, I don't think that I'll carry on here at great length. You're quite good at that yourself. But I think I just want to elaborate. Charles, it shouldn't come as a surprise to you. It shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody else in this province. I'm only doing this at this point in my life because I learn a lot about what it takes to make things work, to what it takes to work with people to get results. Our province is in desperate shape. And for a government to just say, I'll just spend more of your tax dollars, I'll just tax you more and we'll get better, it's not working. So we need a different approach. And Charles, I have a different approach. We can have better services, better value, and it doesn't require wholesale changes in what we do every day, other than improvement in what we do every day.
And I'm not being paid 1 cent for this. Amazing.